And I'm over to Bruce.
Outstanding. How are we doing out there?
Good.
Outstanding. Hey, this is Bruce Hardy. I'm the Director of Training, and today we're going to talk about Ctrl+P. I want to thank you guys for coming. I know we've got a lot of stuff going on, and I appreciate you guys taking the time out. So, see, I recognize some of the names. Do you guys normally use Ctrl+P when you guys estimate?
I do.
All the time.
Outstanding, Scott. Anybody?
Yeah, Walt.
Well, good deal. So what we've done with Ctrl+P is we've actually made it better, if you can believe that. And that's basically what we're going to talk about today. And because of that, we're going to be able to be a little more efficient. We're going to be able to bang out those estimates a little bit quicker during year end and maybe even go home a little bit earlier, if you will. We're going to talk a little bit about quantifying in here. And basically, some of you guys might go into the facilities guide and quantify while you're picking your item and then dump it into your estimate. Some of you might dump, we call it the shopping cart, just pick a whole bunch of items and dump them into the estimate all in one swoop, and then go back into your estimate and quantify. And then, of course, some of you might actually use Ctrl+P, where you can actually quantify more than one item at a time. Now, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the share so you guys can actually see my desktop. And those of you that don't use Ctrl+P, I just want to make sure that you can see this. Can everybody see this okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Outstanding. So, has anybody not used this screen or don't recognize the screen?
And important to whoever's on the phone. Thank you, Bruce, for asking us. We don't want to jump ahead of you.
I've never seen this before.
Take it as a confirmation, Bruce.
Yeah, so we're just going to kind of start from the beginning and go from here. So this is our paste screen. We get to the screen by right-clicking and go to paste line items to the estimate. We can do it that way, or we can click Ctrl+P. Those of us that have estimated a while, a lot of times like to keep our fingers on the keyboard so that we can be more efficient. We're not fiddling with a mouse. But when we hit Ctrl+P or right-click and process or paste the tag line items to the estimate, the screen comes up. And this is the old screen, if you will, except it's got one little new box here called Advanced Unit of Measure Assignment. And basically, we're going to talk about this. And you can see we've got a quantity where you can actually put your quantity in right here. And we call out the unit of measure. But more importantly, I kind of want to talk about this area right here that I'm circling. If you don't see this, it's because this is not checked. Always show this item, always show this window, excuse me. And you can turn that on when you're in your guide, kind of look up a little bit under settings, and you can see I've got this checked, show paste window. As long as that's checked, when you right-click and go to paste tag line items to the estimate, or you hit Ctrl+P, this window will come up. If you don't use this window, you can just hit the Enter key, it'll go away, and it'll paste those line items into your estimate. But if you want to use this window, and then we hope you do, that's why it comes up. You can also see that it's got an auto takeoff quantity update. If I untag that, you can see this area during the takeoff area turns white. We want to make sure that's tagged, and that way when we put something in the takeoff, it'll go directly up to my quantity after I hit enter. And I just want to kind of show you, I've got some stuff tagged right now, and I'm just going to kind of show you, if I go 30 by 30 and hit enter, there's my check window. That's 900 square feet. That's cool. And before I actually do it, I'm going to change this to F, not F dot, if you will, because basically I've got some stuff in there that's square yards for carpet and demo carpet. I just kind of wanted to show you how that worked, and we'll process that. And if I get my estimate, I can see it here.
I have a question. Yes. Now, you're in guide when you go to Ctrl+P?
That's correct. I've tagged items in the guide. Exactly.
Okay.
So Control-O, I'm in the guide, right? Let's say I want 32 ounce. I can tag a couple on here. And then I go to 09, and I can actually tag my carpet, if you will.
I've got on this.
And then go to Control+P, but more importantly, some people might want to right-click. Paste tag line to estimates, Control+P, if everybody can see that. And this is how this window pops up. And again, if it's not popping up, it's because when you're in your book, this is not tagged, if you will. Cool? Everybody can see that?
Yep.
Good deal. So I'm going to go back, and you can see I've got a couple estimates built here. And we're going to go kind of slowly, and we're going to do this two ways. We're going to build an estimate the way we used to build it with the old paste window. I'll call that yesterday. And then we're going to build one with our build, because we're going to use the new pasted window. So if you guys don't use the window, you'll become a little more familiar with it. I'm just going to go ahead and open up my estimate. I'm going to go ahead and insert my book, which is my facilities up here, and just hit the icon. And most of us will go to the index when we want to find something. So I'm just going to open up my index and type in dumpster.
Some of this sounds familiar, but
Right here, I'm just going to quantify right here. I've got a 10 cubic yarder. I'm going to open it up by hitting my enter key and hit 1. It's in there. I'm going to grab my load and haul line here, 1, and I'm going to have 10 cubic yards of hauling trash and hit enter. So those are in my estimate. Now I want to grab my carpet. I'm going to go back to my index and pick up some nylon carpet, and I'm going to grab some 28 ounce. Notice I've got the parent, plus I've got 3 modifiers. So along with those picks, I'm going to grab my demo carpet also. Why? Because of the same quantity, right? We got square yards and square feet, and we're going to see how that'll work. There's my demo. So I've got 5 items tagged, and if I want to check that, I can come down here, see where it says tags, and just double-click on the tag, and I can see what items I have tagged. That's kind of cool. Or you could actually hit Alt-T if you want to keep your hands. I take that back. And it's got those items in there, and I want to paste them. So I'm going to right-click and paste them. Right now, this is the old window, right? So I'm going to come in here to my unit of measure, and I'm going to make everything square feet. So our software automatically will change the square yards to square feet, because that's the way I think. I don't want to think in square yards, because basically my quantity here is going to be 25 times 35, or calculation. Hit the enter key once, you can see that's 875. I hit the enter key again, and that's already in my estimate. So now I'm going to grab some code base. Just going to grab 1/8 inch, 4 inches high. I'm going to mark that, and while I'm here, I'm going to grab my corners. I've got 4 corners. Now I'm going to go to 09, and I'm going to get my demo code base. But remember, I've got my code base marked. I'm going to mark my new code base, or my demo code base, and I'm going to grab my corners. So I've got code base marked. I'm going to Ctrl+P. It's already a linear feet, so I don't have to address it there. And my formula is going to be 35 plus 35 plus 25 plus 25. And again, I hit the enter key. That shows the 120 in the quantity window, if you can see that. Hit the enter key again, and that's in there. I've got my dumpster. I've got my, go ahead and look at my estimate. I've got my dumpster. I've got my load and haul. I have my square footage of demo. I've got my code base. I've built this thing. It looks pretty good. So let's close the book and go back to the estimate. And this is the way we used to build it. We used to go ahead and quantify some items why I'm in the book, and the rest I would quantify as I went, and I'd use my paste window, and I'd kind of, or quantify items together. But now what I'd like to do is look at the new paste window. Wouldn't it be cool if we could even estimate faster, right? And we can grab line items not just from the facilities book, but from any of your guides, any of your RSME guides, assemblies, master composite, whatever. This time we're going to use the new paste window, if you will. We're going to pretty much build the same type of estimate. I'm going to open my book up. I'm going to throw I to open my index up, and I'm going to go ahead and go to final cleanup. I'm going to grab that. I'm just going to mark it, right? I'm going to mark it with my space bar. I'm going to go to I, and I'm going to type in dumpster. Mark my 10 cubic yard dumpster, and mark my load and hauling. And now I get all my demo items. So I'm just going to type in 09. You can kind of see right here, this is a hot field. It automatically typed in 09 for me. And I'm actually going to pick up some demo ceiling while I'm here. And if I scroll down a little bit more, I've got my flooring. I'm going to get my carpet, my code base, and my code base corners. Go back to the index, and let's type in suspended ceiling. I'm going to grab some tabular. back to my index. Let's grab some code base. My 4-inch code base and my 4-inch code base corners. So right now I've got 10 line items tagged. I haven't actually tagged my carpet. So I'm going to go to Ctrl+I and then carpet, base line, and my carpet. I've got a lot of stuff in there right now with a lot of different units of measures, right? I'm in my less than 1,500 square feet because I can, and come to my borders and my branded. So now I've got 14 items tagged. If I want to double check the tags, I can. Kind of see what's going on here. They look good. Click close. Now I'm going to paste them, and I'm going to do that by hitting Ctrl+P. This is our window. And you see I just clicked this because I want to use the advanced window here. If I'm all the way to the right under the unit of measure, I can see square yards default. And that's because I have the most line items that have a square yard as a unit of measure. And that's cool. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change that to square feet. Why? Because I want to look at my cleanup, which is 1,000 square feet, my square feet of demo, and of course my square yards. I'm going to go ahead and type in 35 times 35. I'm the enter key once. There's my 25. I'm hit the enter key again. Look what happened. I lost all my square foot line items over here. Why? Because they're in my estimate. And now it defaults to linear footages because I have 2 line items there. So it could have gone to either linear footages or each because they're both the same. That, of course, is my code base. So I'm going to go 35 times 4. Hit the enter key once. Check it. Looks good. Hit the enter key again. And now it's each. Well, I know my each is my code base, so I'm just going to plop in 4 there and hit enter. Now I've got week. That's going to be my dumpster. I want the dumpster for 1 week. Hit enter. And my cubic yard, I have 10 cubic yards of trash. Hit enter. That's fast. I'm going to get my book and go back to my estimate. I built an estimate very quickly, and I wasn't going back and forth between my book and my estimate and my pay screen. It was really cool. I stayed in one place. We can kind of review it. There's my 1,000 square feet, a little over 1,000. Did the math for me, so I got 1.2 and change. There's my low more footage because it's actually square foot. It's 1225. My linear foot of code base, my corners. But look at the carpet. It comes here and again it shows it in square yards. We didn't change the data. The data's locked, but we made some adjustments at the line item. There's one more thing I want to show you because I think it's cool. Is, you know, how does this print? How does it identify what we just did? The neat thing about it is, if we look, there's our calculation. I could have put notes in here also and would have brought my notes down, but there's my calculation and there's the conversion. Look at our carpet, same thing. There's our calculation and there's our conversion. Comments? Pretty cool. I mean, we thought we did it pretty fast before. You know, we're always trying to strive and make improvements on making the software faster, and that's why, you know, some of you see me in the training class. I try to use the hotkeys when I can, but I don't want to go too fast. But if you can keep your hands on that keyboard, you can bang through a lot of estimates a bit faster. Anybody have questions or input?
Who actually came up with this idea? Was it internal? Did it come from a client?
That's a standing question. Very well could have come to a client, and as most of you guys know, we really read your input. It's interesting when you got 3 or 4 people that are looking at stuff, but when you got hundreds of people, we get great comments from our customers, and we take those comments very seriously. Maybe Michael could answer that specifically.
I don't know if Tom, are you on the phone?
Yes, sir.
We identify an end user. We always put them in the README, don't we?
Yeah. Let me check real quick.
I'm going to look real quick. I got to be honest, Peter, something like that, that's probably a little bit of mixture of us and them, with we. So it either came from somebody or we heard it enough times that we said, that's a great idea. And Trace knows when we go to training classes and we get 7, 8, 9, 10 people in a room that are all professional estimators, and I open up my mouth and say we would take suggestions, sometimes it's 20 or 30 minutes of some fantastic suggestions. But whenever we can mark it to one person, Bruce, we usually do that, and we put it in the README. So Tom, look that up real quick. I'm not sure, Peter, to answer that.
Yeah, no, it's just cool. I was just curious. I know we get all kinds of great ideas, but, you know, where this one came from.
Well, let me say this. It wasn't Rob Peter Paul, because I can't afford his money that he wants for any suggestions.
There you go.
Basically, if you'd like to look at this again, you can go to our website under Events and on Spotlight, and it'll be archived in there, and there'll be a recording, and you can watch this thing again. So if you miss something, not a problem at all. And if all else fails, we've got training, lots of training. Got dance classes coming up in Vegas and San Antonio.
Quick question, possibly using this same method, because a lot of times so many of our projects are very similar. We're going back and copying a previous estimate, pulling it forward into a new project. Is there a way to do this process with existing or a copy-paste type estimate? Or a clone, as you the term you guys use.
Absolutely. I mean, right now you can see I've got that estimate there. Do you use Ctrl+T at all, Tracy?
Not in the estimating field, but I got one sitting behind me. Do you use the hotkeys?
No, some of them, but not that one.
Not.
So I can just kind of hit Ctrl+Y, and I can backspace and go to room 4 and say my dimensions are maybe 40 by 40, or maybe 30 by 40. And okay. I'm going to skip the repricing, and I can clone an estimate that fast, and I can open that up, and you can see I've got my clipboards over here.
Right.
The neat thing about the clipboards is that basically tells you that item was clipped in, right?
It hasn't been altered yet.
Exactly. So what I can do now is I can come in here and I can actually tap my square foot line items. So I'm marking them with my clipboard. Boom, boom, boom.
Tag them all, Bruce.
Forgot the middle, Bruce.
Did I
Tag 'em
skip
all.
one?
No, not all, Tom.
Control-A.
No, Control-A. We got a bug.
Check this out. I'm going to hit Control-T, and this allows me to adjust my takeoff. And I can change the takeoff into 30 by 40, 30 times 40. Hit Enter, and hit Enter. And again, that fat, those were updated. I can Control-U, and now I can get my cove base, right? Linear foot. Same thing, Control-T, and I can adjust that 30 plus.
Control-U.
That fast, I'm going to hit Control-U to untag it. And you know, what I like to show in the class is I'll grab the stuff that I haven't played with and just hit Control-E because I want to edit it. And what it does is it brings...
Very good, Bruce.
It just brings this in your face so you can look at it, because I want to build a punch list item because I'm going to have to negotiate this and stand behind it. You know what? Maybe I want the dumpster for 2 weeks, so I'll hit 2 and Enter. It brings up my actual cubic yardage. Maybe I want 20 cubic yards. Hit Enter. I still need 4 cove base corners. I still need 4 cove base corners. And Control-U, and I've touched every one of those line items in just a matter of seconds if you're into the hotkeys. And if you're not, you can always right-click, process tagged, and do the same thing. But again, try to keep our hands on the keyboard because it just makes you a little more efficient. Was that Tracy?
Somewhere where you list what these hotkeys are and what their functions?
Absolutely. In fact, Bruce is going to send out an email in just a few minutes.
Okay.
And we have the hotkeys available to you by sections, which is really a nice little product. If you came to one of our training classes, you actually get a hard copy of it. But Bruce, show them where the hotkeys might be for things like that if you tag some items.
I'm going to go ahead and just tag some of these, and I'm going to process tag line items. And see, I've got a Control-C. There's my Control-T there, and there's my Control-E. It's got a lot of stuff tagged. You can automatically right-click and just think about, I'm not going to go to Tools because I've got stuff tagged, so you go to Process Tagged Items, and you can kind of see them there. The neat thing about the training class is I'll show you both ways, plus we give you a mouse. It's a cheat sheet mouse that you've got there that's got hotkeys on it. So, you know, whether you want to come to training or not, it's still pretty cool to either way. But we kind of drill this in training quite a bit, and we do exercises, repetitive exercises, where we'll go ahead and and reinvent the wheel a couple different times just so you guys get it, kind of sinks in.
Bruce,
Okay.
can you click on Browse and References for a second?
Absolutely. In another place you'll find those, of course.
Not always, though. That's I need to correct. Not always, but in fact, Bruce, you don't have it on yours, so you don't have the hotkeys and tooltips on the right-hand side. So we need to get yours updated.
It would be on my normal training software.
Exactly.
So you'd normally find it right here where you can
But
see
if
it.
anybody needs it, we're going to have a link in the email, and I don't know who the gentleman was that asked the question. Let us get that to you. It's a PDF. Share it with your friends.
I already used Bill Doss, and I appreciate that.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Use the Ctrl+P on alternates.
Absolutely. You can basically use it on any of the books.
You can use the trades, alternates, or any of the books, including CSI and IDIQ.
So when we read the book, we go, say we want to create an alternate to remove and replace ceiling tile. How does that work? You can't check a box.
Well, no. I apologize. We must have misunderstood that. You could go inside the book and right-click on an item and create it in your alternate book so you'd never have to find the item and do an R&R or demo on it. You could always go to your alternate book to do it. Are you aware of the alternate book?
Nope.
Okay.
No, sir.
So, Bruce, take them in, give
Okay.
us one, and then
Basically, I'm
create
in
an
the
alternate
estimate.
line item for them.
And I'm going to click, and I'm going to go to Select Open Guide. I'm going to go to my alternate guide.
No, don't want to go there yet, Bruce. So what you have first is let's go put an item in the alternate book if you don't mind. So something that Rob uses a lot, let's go and alternate out of it.
To go to Fire Alarm, do you guys use Monaco at your base?
Not a base.
We do a lot of sheetrock, or not sheetrock, but ceiling demo, and,
But seal and demo's in the book, isn't it? Up in 0905, 0520?
yeah,
What's an item
But
that's...
we're demoing old and putting in new.
Okay, so that would be a demo item, right?
What we do is we go in, we click on the line item and go to the 150% R&R line item, and then we add the material.
So, Bruce, go get suspended ceiling tile for just a second. Just the tile itself, Bruce. I think a second, or there you go, right there. So let's just pretend this was the one to make it simple, like that 3/4 inch one or the one he's got highlighted now. You're going to remove it, do some stuff in the ceiling. Unfortunately, you're going to probably clean it for free, and then you're going to stick the same stuff back up, right?
correct.
Okay,
You go down to create a remove and replace line item.
exactly, at 150%, perfect. And
Okay,
Bruce,
now at the bottom, you said it has the material line item. We take that and put it up in the material.
oh, now don't do this. Now you're thinking of what Pulsar does, right? 'Cause this is what Pulsar
That's
uses,
what it does work.
but it's totally
That's
cool
what we
to do it.
do.
I totally am with you when you do it.
Okay, thank you.
It's a little differently, so watch what Bruce will do. He'll save this. Now he's get out of the book. And if you do this over and over again, well, I wouldn't call it R&R. So Bruce, hit cancel for a second. Hit cancel. Double on the R&R. That word from R&R to remove and install, because this is actually remove and install new, isn't it? Okay, so there you go. Now watch what Bruce is going to do. He's going to click OK. And kind of like what he did a little while ago when he tagged some items and he went to process, he's going to highlight this one line item and go to line item tools and put it in the alternate book. Just create alternate. He's going quicker than me.
The I think is going to be okay. Priced or non-priced, we're going to leave it priced. We can check it here if we want to. If we want to, we can put the company's name where we're purchasing it from. If it's something special, we can also import an image here. And we can just put some notes in here if we want to. Kind of cool.
What you're able to do is you're able to store it in your alternate book. So now,
We never knew we had an alternate book.
oh yeah, you do. It costs you $50 to use, but I'll let you use it for free. Just you, Rob.
When I
10%.
when I'm in a book, I can just double click on the line item as if it's any other line item. I can put a quantity of 1,200 in there. Enter. It's in my estimate.
Imagine if you're copying an estimate like Tracy was saying, so much of Tracy's estimates are past estimates, Tracy, that I guess you'd automatically reprice to the current year, and then you'd start to quantify them. Well, if the item wasn't in there, last thing you want to do is have to go find it. You can just jump to the alternate book and grab it pretty quickly.
Cool. Talk a lot about the alternate book, a lot about the R&R, create a demo line item, when to do so in the training class. Some people use the alternate book a lot. Some people don't use it as much. It just depends how much they use the facilities book or the master composite.
How do you work that out for you?
Well, I'm waiting to sign up or get you to sign me up for the advanced class coming up in later this year too.
Absolutely.
You get introductory one.
It's a strong class, though, Scott. It's a very good class. People that come to
Oh, I'm going to love it.
Yeah, it's still a very good class. The advance is going to be good. I'll tell you what, Bruce is coming online. I don't know if you guys know much about Bruce, but I've known Bruce a very, very, very long time, and Bruce has done probably over about, I don't know, a couple thousand estimates himself, been involved in the government as well as a contractor, been a director of training and sales for over a year now. Happy anniversary, Bruce. Just brings a whole different side to training because he's worked on both sides of the house and conceptually can understand what you mean. Bruce always comes back from a training class with a little list of ideas that you guys have. He writes down your name, your email, your phone number so we can follow back up. So, you know, that's what we want you to know is that we're here to make you have an easier time to estimate with. We decided, Tom, what our next class is. Is our next class going to be Project Explorer?
I don't know if we've nailed that down or not, but that'd be a good one.
Well, we can let Walt and Tracy and Thomas and Scott and Rob, Peter, Paul, and everyone else on the phone now know. Do miss the next spotlight. Other than takeoff, it's the best advancement we've ever made in this product. Tracy, you'll love it. Not teasing you, I just want you to know the very next one is going to be awesome. It's called Project Explorer. What it basically does, yeah, Project Explorer. It's really, really cool.
Give us a taste of what it is, or?
Yeah, we can, but it's going to be easier to bring it to the spotlight. But we've got you on the phone right now. We could cheat a little bit and show you what it is. Go ahead, Bruce. Share your desktop.
I'm giving it to you.
Okay, give it to me. No, that's not good. I got to set up the estimator. That's okay.
I'm giving it to Tom.
Yeah, give it to Tom. Give it to Peter.
Logged off.
Okay. So let me go ahead and share my desktop. Share my desktop. Everybody with me?
We're here.
All right. And you also know this, Tracy, we're about to show you. We're going to be doing your inline totaling and all that good kind of stuff. But here's what's happening. Not giving too much about what Tracy does, but Tracy's with a group of a lot of estimators, just like some of you on the phone are. Tracy, you don't estimate much, but I'd rather steal some of the estimates from the other people in the office and or get to my estimates very quickly. Would you somewhat agree with that? So before, I'd have to come out of my line items, out of my estimate, out of my project, open up the project, find some estimates, put them in the clipboard, go to some of the estimates, go to line items, put them in the clipboard. I have to get in and out.
Right.
Now, a lot of people don't understand. If we were just WinEst and all we did was something in the spreadsheet and you were the only user, we could let you go to anything you wanted to, but we are on a network. We're sharing that application with multiple people. So it frustrated me for the last couple of years that we didn't have the ability from right here to do this right here. It's Project Explorer. I'm in it. Now, I'm going to do a whole 30-minute Project Explorer, but I'll tease you with it. So I decide that I want to go to this mechanical piping and put it in my clipboard. Highlight it, put it in my clipboard. Then I go to Construct Office. Maybe on that one I just want the computer flooring, the mechanical, put it in a clipboard. I fire protection, put it in my clipboard. So what I have now is I have 4 estimates in my clipboard. Off my project, right click, go to clipboard if I wanted to, paste from clipboard if I wanted to, or I could just press Ctrl+V, right, for my power users. Now what's really cool that we're going to show you is I have the ability to reprice this. Tracy, you've been using our software for 4 or 5 years. You have estimates that are before the MF04. You got stuff that's still formatted in 16 divisions. Don't care. Don't care. Because what I'll do is I'll automatically reprice. I'll select my guide, and now what it's going to do is it's going to bring it all in. It actually added money, which one would hope it added money, and there are my estimates there automatically. Never to leave the project. So like, yeah, that's cool, Mike, but what would happen if I want to open up one of my estimates and just grab some line items in the estimate? No problem. So Walt, I've now opened up an estimate. I'm going to go to Explore. I can go to my own estimates, archive, warranty, all projects, inactive, active, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to go over here to this bathroom, repair halls. I'm going to get just this chipboard right here. I want you to put it in the clipboard.
Control-P.
Control-P to put it in the clipboard, right?
Or Control-C, I'm sorry.
C to copy. It's right here. What am I going to do to paste? Now, let me show you how this item would look. Let me just do one thing right here, because this window would have looked like, what's it called? Someone help me. Oh, paste it. The window would have looked like this, right? Before I came in, I'd have had no paste inside here. But now, I have 3 items automatically in my clipboard. Anybody knows, Control-V, they're here. There's the items in my clipboard that quick. So Project Explorer, Tracy, little tease, give you the ability to never have to leave your estimate and your project to copy and paste from other places.
You guys salivating right now. Do we have that capability, or is that a new release?
You have that capability. The problem is you don't send them the README. It was in the README that we worked really, really hard on. I'm going to be honest. I'm pitching this for Tom. Do not read a README if you're an end user. Please read the READMEs. We only do it for our power users. In that README identifies step by step all the really cool stuff in the software. So when we come up with a new README, you definitely want to take a look at that. Again, if you don't have a README, I'm pretty sure you can go to Browse, pretty sure you can go to References, pretty sure you can go to README, and you'll see the latest and greatest information right there. Okay?
Cool.
There's a lot of features that were just placed in this program. By the way, here's hot tips to someone that asked. Really nice little visual kind of a thing. Everybody's Michael. Tom's getting to be more like Michael with hotkeys. A lot of people just like to know what the capability is to right-click and drill down. This is for hotkeys. This is for the good explanation of what that will do. These are.
Can you go in there?
I'm sorry?
Added to that area, Michael?
You might not have that because you're dated a little bit, but let me show you how I got there. And if you don't, I can make that happen for you, Tracy, in a heartbeat. Right, Tracy, you go to Browse, and you go to References. And if you think of References, it's your library for your team. So we call it E4 Click Documents, and it would be right here. If you don't have it, Tracy, let me know. I'll get you updated. But I'll tell you what, this is pretty cool. There's the RS Means Tips. There's RS Means References. There's RS Means General Information. So a library of all the stuff that's outside of means that we want to will locate in one common place.
Software browse.
Browse and References. Okay? What else got? Any questions? Oh, you got lucky there. We kind of went a little bit further on that one. Hey, Walt, been to come a couple of these. Are they good for you?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
I like to use a lot of the hotkeys.
Cool. I just want you to go home earlier, Walt.
We thought we knew what we were doing, but now we're just scratching the surface.
Well, I'll be honest with you. You guys, my power users are only using 20 to 30% of this application. That's not they're not doing anything wrong. But
a little bit longer to do it.
Well, we can kick it up a little bit.
That's awesome.
Well, that's why you work with a company that's made up of estimators writing software for estimators. We try very hard to make your jobs easier.
Give me time to go fishing, I'm happy.
That's whatever you got. Work on your golf game or go fishing. Whatever you want to do, buddy.
You don't even own a, you don't even own a.
No, we're just gonna give Scott more estimates to do.
That's
Sure, you also give us more estimates to do.
All right.
Mike out of that room.
We'll wrap it up now, guys, and we very much appreciate you taking time out of your day-to-day, especially people that went to the virtual estimating class in this one. But we very much appreciate each of you as customers and the time you took to come into these spotlights. And Bruce, great job, Bruce. You did a good job.
You did fantastic.
Thanks so much.
Have a good day, everybody.
All right,
Thank you.
Michael.
Thank you, Tracy.
Talk to you later.